గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ విఎస్ఆర్ గారు.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ అండి.
ఇవాళ ఐఎమ్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ టు డిస్కస్ విత్ యూ బికాస్ బీయింగ్ ఇన్ పాడ్కాస్ట్ విత్ యూ ఇస్ వెరీ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ బికాస్ సంబడీ హూ ఇస్ కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ హంబల్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ బట్ అచీవ్డ్ సో మచ్ ఇన్ their life, but yet you're not known to many, like many others who have had major publicity maybe with the kind of positions you've held. But I think nobody knows about you that much as your close circle knows, or the people whom you have worked with know about you. So and I'm excited about this podcast. So let me start with one interesting question about you. So you come from a small village called Cherukupalli, and you met the President of India, right? It's a journey with so much in between. What did it feel like when you met the President at first?
సో ఫస్ట్ చాలా అచీవ్మెంట్స్ చేశారు అన్నది రైట్ కాదు. ఓకే, రీజనబుల్లీ గుడ్ అచీవ్మెంట్స్. I don't think something what I planned I achieved.
Okay.
I think I had to do a lot of things. Right?
But that is your humility, I would say, because see, that's ambition. Of course, you need to have ambition, which is endless, because that's what drives us.
Right.
But I think from where you started, if you see, I think each human needs to be compared to where they started and where they are, and of course there is limitless. Like Trump is president at 75, or there is nothing that can be stopped by anybody. Right. But I'm particularly inspired, and I want to start with a little bit of your childhood. How was it like? What was your childhood like? How was your upbringing? Were you rich? What it was like?
See, we were below middle class family. My grandparents were in Cherukupalli, maternal, and my father's side they are from Pallekona,
okay,
which is in Guntur district at that time.
Okay.
So very, very, I think, humble background. It's not like you're rich and you have something like inherited from the ancestors and all. But only one thing, which was the driving force, was always my mother's passion,
okay, and
mission. She was not that educated, but still, I think she has something like my sons should become engineers and my daughter should become doctor. That's it.
Okay.
And she might, I think, 9th standard or 10th standard. But she has that passion and emotion. What she felt was, okay, I was not able to study well. So probably my kids have to study well and achieve some good milestones.
So were you a good student?
I was a very good student.
Okay.
So my focus was always studies, and so in that way I was a very good student.
What about are there any small pranks in childhood that you also experienced, or it's always been disciplined and nice?
Not many pranks. Very serious life. I don't think I have experienced very great, I think, pranks or something like that. I think it's okay.
It's
I
okay.
don't say.
Right.
Yeah.
And did you do your schooling in Cherukupalli only, or you moved between cities or anything like that?
I did my schooling until 3rd class in Cherukupalli in, they call it as Adapillal school. That means girls' school.
Okay.
I used to go with my sister. After that, there is another school called Ramarao School in Cherukupalli.
Okay.
Until 3rd class, I was there. Then there was an exchange program. My brother used to be at Vijayawada.
Okay.
And I came to Vijayawada, 4th standard.
Okay.
And my brother went to my maternal grandparents, where
Okay.
that education happened and all.
So it's a family exchange program you've done.
Yeah, I think my brother came to Cherukupalli and I went to Vijayawada.
Right.
So I started now from 4th standard onwards until engineering. I was in Vijayawada.
So coming out from schooling, like when you finished your studies, 10th standard is completed, what was your future like? Of course your mom wanted you to do engineering, but what was your future like? What did you choose? How did it go between your schooling and engineering? What was it like? Well, I'm assuming you did engineering.
See, there was no as such a great planning. I mean, mother has some sort of, okay, my son should become engineers. It's not like today you did not have any mentors or advisors,
right,
or consultants or something like that.
Right.
I used to study myself until 10th standard. After that, somebody said, why not you go for polytechnic diploma?
Okay.
Or I mean, if you want to go to engineering, there are only 2 paths at that time. One is to diploma stream, other is this +2 intermediate stream, right? So I wrote some entrance examination. I got polytechnic.
Okay.
I just joined in polytechnic diploma in mechanical engineering.
Okay.
It was a 3-year course at Gudivada.
Okay, so from Vijayawada to Gudivada,
but I used to travel. I mean, that was a very hard work time. My mother used to wake up, especially in the summer, around 3:45 a.m.
AM.
She used to cook, and I used to take that, and I used to catch the train.
No Swiggies.
No Swiggies at
no
that time.
Zomato, yes.
Yeah. And also, I don't think you have that luxury of going to Swiggies at that time, right? So I used to have 2 bicycles.
Okay.
From my home, Vijayawada, to railway station, 4 kilometers, and from Gudivada railway station to college another 4 kilometers.
Okay.
It's almost 16 kilometers bicycle ride
Every day.
every day. And so I used to study in the train itself.
Okay.
Okay, whenever, whatever, I have a very good habit at the time was whatever taught in the school or a college, I used to refresh on the day itself.
On the day,
There is
yeah.
nothing like now I am getting surprised when I see my kids and all.
Right.
So I think that's where I think Polytechnic, Diploma in Mechanical Engineering, I studied 3 years, all travel through trains and studied. I got good percentage. After that, only
But I would like to, just little bit of engineering again. I'll go back to, because colleges are not like now. I want to dwell little bit of your college. How was your college life? Was it all like, because at that time Vijayawada is not today's Vijayawada. It had a lot of political influence. It had a lot of fights, and it has a lot of drama at that time, right? It was an evolving situation, and the what do you call icons for youth were totally different at that point of time, and it's very easy for one to distract themselves and go away, etc. How was your college life? So before you move on, I just want to again get you back to your college life, because it's not like today. Like, there is a structured way to go. There is, like, internet is everything, and you need not even go to college sometimes to complete your studies, things like that. But at that time, there in Vijayawada and Gudivada, of course, Andhra Pradesh was a potboiler for politics. He's a potboiler also. It's one of the very dramatic moments we've seen of the age you have studied. So did it affect your college life?
it did not affect, but my father was a hardcore Marxist.
Okay.
His role models were Pochulapalli Sundaraya Garu and Makineni Basavapurnaya Garu, Jyoti Basu Garu and all. I mean, Nambudripad and something like that. And there were days probably a lot of great leaders used to come to my home when I was probably a kid, not even I think diploma or something, 4th standard or 3rd standard. When I went to Vijayawada, you know that 4th standard I went, right? So they used to come, I used to call them Tata or grandfather type of a thing. So my father was hardcore. In fact, when probably many decades back at my home in Vijayawada, we used to have Stalin, Lenin, Gurzada Apparao Garu and Kandukuri Veeraslingam Garu photos.
Interesting.
And there were no photos of any gods. My father used to say no God.
Okay, so do you believe in God?
I believe in creator. I don't know whether you call God or not. So my father completely spent time, probably whatever time available after his job is only for society. And he never, I think, put any effort on our education or something. In that way, we also have a soft edge. It's not like we did not like it. So that's where I always believe in democracy, we must have a strong opposition.
Okay.
At that time, I used to see how these Marxists and I'm not sure about communists, CPI. So I come from a school of CPM.
CPM, yes.
CPM.
Yes.
So I think they used to be, they used to give confidence to the people that we are there, don't worry, we will fight for you and we will take care of this and all. So in that way, the political acumen was there. It's not like a politician or something. But always, I think my father used to conduct so many events and all. We also used to go as a kids and all. So that's, I think, the political side. But one important thing I would tell you, during I think my diploma when I completed, I want to take my certificates.
Okay.
I went to Gudivada.
Okay.
On that day, unfortunately, Mr. Vangaviti Ranga's murder happened.
Okay.
The day when I went to Gudivada.
Okay.
Then we never expected the impact was that much and all. But on that day, it was complete, I think, the violence happened. Even in Gudivada, all the buses were burnt and the shops were burnt. So much thing happened. Then the safe place at that time was a railway station.
Okay.
So myself, some of my friends also went. We were at the railway station. At that time, you did not have any mobile phone, right? Then I think the tension started at my home. My father was always courageous. Don't worry, nothing will happen and all. But my mother had worry, and I think I did not come home in the night. So she felt there is something happened because it's a complete curfew.
Correct.
Vijayawada, there was a curfew, and
Gudivada
also. At that time, we were in a railway station and all. But the courage, what my father I appreciate is he came to the railway station at that time also in Vijayawada, and he put a sort of a letter at that bicycle.
Okay.
Okay, saying that don't come this route, come very carefully this route and all.
Oh,
Okay, that means you
correct,
imagine the
yeah.
courage.
No,
Okay.
courage and the way they thought through, presence of mind. Like,
So and my mother was crying. I think whether this guy come home or gone
right,
because there was shooting also, right? At that time
correct,
shooting
correct.
also happened and all. I think early morning there was some train they arranged and I came home around 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. My mother cried. So that was, I think, Vijayawada. I think at that time was hot pot for the politics. Communists, Congress, and I mean, I did not. I don't want to explain that in detail now,
Correct,
but
correct,
we
exactly.
were in an environment where
It was
the,
politically
politically
charged.
very charged, and
Charged.
so I think that was the environment I brought up. It's not
Yeah.
like something politics we did not know, but we were. We are. I'm not a politician.
My question again, maybe if you would like to answer, is that did it affect your studies? All this in the sense ki in the college life or classes, anything did it affect all these things?
It never affected. Even my father was very active. I also understood that even you are contributing to society, you should also consider family and you should consider your education
Right.
and you should elevate your economic status and all.
Right.
They were at even a small age, I think I had that sort of an understanding. So it did not affect my education at all.
Right.
No way.
Super.
Yeah.
Super. So what did you do after your this phase of diploma is over? What did you do next?
After diploma, I think during that time we used to see this Kona Lakshmi College of Engineering buses.
Okay.
I mean, when you have a passion and emotion, you used to see, okay, do I get an opportunity to get into that bus?
Correct.
So, I mean, will I be having that luck to get into that bus and go to that college? Okay, it need not be that college, but engineering college means having that emotion and passion because you got that into your mind from your mother. Then I wrote ESET.
Okay.
That is a thanks to my, I think, favorite hero, Mr. NTR. Okay,
Right.
he brought that ESET
Right.
examination, which is for only diploma holders.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I got 20th rank in that.
Right.
So, but there were options whether you want to go for a 4-year night college, you get in one of the best colleges in India, I mean Andhra Pradesh, or you can join a private college with 3-year course.
Okay.
So I got in. Now today it is called NIT.
Okay.
REC Warangal.
Okay. REC Warangal. Very good. That's so.
But it was a 4-year
Right.
and night college.
Okay.
But at that time, all these radicals and that prominence was very high. My mother said, no way, you go to Orangal, you study at Vijayawada.
Right.
The option available at that time was KLCE, Koner Lakshmiya College of Engineering. So 3-year BTech I joined. We directly get into second year BTech. Coming from 3-year diploma, usually the intermediate guys come to first year. We come to 3-year.
Right.
But there it was a completely different experience.
Okay.
So engineering college. So we studied the total 3 years, only 1 year.
Only 1 year out of 3 years.
Correct. We did not go to college. At that time, KLC was not like this. Maybe if you see this movie Siva, Ram Gopal Varma's movie, you see most of the incidents mentioned in that movie were there in our college.
Inspired by.
I don't know what inspired him, whether Siddhartha College he might say or VSR College in Tenali somebody say. But in our college, we used to have, at that time, this Mandal Commission reservations fight also happening. So every time what happens, I think there were two teams playing cricket and there was some quarreling or something happens. They fight each other, they go to principal room. They used to beat principal also.
Oh my God.
Okay. And after that, they go to roads and they destroy the buses.
My God.
Okay, that was the environment what we lived in, and there were stalwarts who were there for last 10 years in the college studying engineering. Okay,
10 years.
they have been. Okay, and they were into unnecessary things. There were groups, political groups, caste groups, and all were there. But I never involved in any of these things. Okay. So my focus is very clear. Even there are so many people invite you to join this and all. I used to go on Narmada 150 Prince.
Okay.
My father purchased on EMI basis one scooter.
Okay.
I think he got that through loan. Okay. So he was forced to get that Narmada 150 Prince from Gujarat.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
that Ahmedabad,
right,
I
correct,
think they
absolutely,
manufacture,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It was a yellow color.
Do you have it?
Now also I have, I just put it, that's only for a decoration
Memory,
purpose now,
yeah.
memory.
Yeah.
Not really, now it is
Using,
being
yeah.
used and all. So I used to go 3 years and as I said 1 year and second year, third year we wrote the examination just with 2 months difference, you know that.
Means both second year's exams and
Third
2
year,
years.
Nagarjuna University, because the college was not there, right?
Time is not
So
there.
time is not there. Otherwise, your 1 year will get wasted. So the university conducted. second year, third year. I think just 2 months or 1 month difference. So we wrote both, I think, years at the same year. That was another trendsetter during our education. Then at that time, I did not know there was something called IAS, or very honest. I mean, I did not have any background. I did not know about IIMs, and only some of guys come from Hyderabad, Vizag, and other places. They used to talk about GRE, TOEFL. I want to go to US and all, but I did not get into that bug. Okay, I only know that there is something called MTech, and I should join IIT.
Okay.
That was the only ambition at that time. Well, Hyderabad, when you come, probably at that time you might get around 1200 rupees, 1500 rupees salary into some mechanical engineering type. Okay, I thought, no, I think I should do masters in engineering.
Right.
Then I got some 88.9 percentile, which was low
Okay.
as far as GATE was concerned. If you want to get into IITs, it should be 98, 99, something like that. Okay, it's not like you prepared well, you did not know also how to prepare. That's fine. But I got an idea about one college called PHG College of Technology.
Okay. In which state this is?
That was in Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore.
Okay. Okay.
That was one of the best colleges for mechanical engineering because my 3-year diploma was mechanical, my 3-year engineering also mechanical. So it's almost 6 years we completed. Now I want to get into mechanical engineering, masters in engineering. So first year I went after completion of BTech. I wrote there. Actually, they did not consider completely GATE score.
Okay.
They do a test, they do interview, plus they consider GATE score also. So you have an opportunity to get there. First year I failed, I did not get it.
Okay.
So that is the first time I felt the pain of failure.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I was really, I got tears. Okay, what is now next and all. So then one more year, that's where I think I did not do anything 1 year.
Okay. Okay.
But I started studying English because I was not good. So I used to study TOEFL, GRE, not to go
Abroad,
to US,
but yeah.
but learning, I think GRE and TOEFL gives you a
Yeah,
very
good
good background
learning,
and
yes.
exposure and all. Somewhat improved. I don't say greatly improved. Next year I prepared well.
Okay.
I wrote a test very well and second I think interview and all. Then I got engineering design.
Okay.
Masters in engineering design. That was, I think, my first turning point, I can say.
Okay.
When I was studying engineering in KLCE, we never and ever tried to go to computer lab.
Okay.
I mean, the faculty taught the computer engineering Fortran in such a way, we lost interest, we got scared, and I think the computer science or computers were not our cup of tea.
Alien to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Always, it's not our cup of tea. Okay. So now in engineering design, they start with Fortran.
Okay.
They asked you to, because it was mechanical, I always love. Okay. The kinetics, kinematics, strength of materials, finite element analysis, designs, and all. Okay, so that was one of the best colleges in India at the time, maybe after IITs or at par IITs, especially for mechanical engineering. Okay, then we understood the power of engineering. There we saw, I think, the engineering students, how great they were. They used to have 5 years engineering also.
Okay.
They call it as a sandwich engineering.
Okay.
Okay, and completely they get into industry.
Okay.
And PhD used to have an integrated industry.
Integrated.
Integrated industry. I don't think you have colleges like that at that time in India like that.
Right.
In engineering, mechanical, BTech, when somebody talks about professor or a lecturer, hobbing machine means you only needs to imagine hobbing machine will be like this. And there is a schematic diagram in the book, you just imagine that. You never experienced it, right?
You mean here
In Vijayawada when we did in KLCE, and most of the colleges at that time were like that, maybe except few. Now in PhD College of Technology, what great machines you used to have. The CNC machines, the machine centers, right? And the softwares what we used to get exposure was phenomenal. Unigraphics, CATS 5 and all, our ideas and ANSYS, all were, and there was a night, I mean, all people used to go to the labs and work and all, but we were not that much accustomed, right?
Correct.
The people like us who came from not a great college and all, it was a great struggle to learn, understand.
To fit into it actually.
Yeah, but I never got class first in my life. Since my, at least I know that 4th standard onwards, always class second. Okay, it was like, I didn't know why. Okay, in masters I got class 5th. Because it's only 1 mark, 2 marks and all. Okay, the reason was, I think, the exposure, your background, they all come from very great backgrounds, family backgrounds. their father was probably chief engineer. Such type
Right,
of
right.
backgrounds, the other people came and all. Okay, we came from very humble background. You did not have anybody to say that this is good, bad, and all. You have to self-learn. But okay, that's what I think. But prior to this, during
Okay.
that 1 year gap,
Right. When you're
BTech
preparing,
and
yeah.
MTech, I went for two tests and interviews. One is, I think, NTPC.
Okay.
I did not qualify for my even test. And then Bark.
Okay.
Bark also I did not get qualified.
Okay.
Okay. Those two are, I think, that means probably you do not know how to present yourselves and the knowledge what you have, you must be able to express. It's not only just, and also theoretical knowledge doesn't help. All those, I think, revelations happened in that 1 year. That helped me to prepare very well for this PhD College of Technologies test.
And focus also comes back again,
Correct.
I have to
You
move
you
somewhere.
understood why you lost this, why you are not able to respond and all. Then I used to take different types of the books and different I think talking to different people who passed that gate examination already. So you
Right.
prepared well. So that I think even for ESET I prepared very well. I mean it's almost 2 3 hours I slept I guess like MSET.
Great, great.
ESET and
Yeah,
all.
right,
It's a
right.
life, right?
Right, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think that's where I got into masters in engineering, and after that, the real story starts.